Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram from 6 yards away. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's airing it out for Williams. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They go play action now. Lawrence
completes it to Evan Ingram. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch. Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Antonio Gibson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it is 28-0.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Play action. It's Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally. Goff throwing again. Dumps it off to Edwards. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Quick toss by Goff is complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Andre Sisco.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So we will start here at the 25.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. Now it's Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Now Goff.
That's caught right side by Mims.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Henderson will try and run for the first. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit.
Here's Goff.
Into the hands of Williams across the formation.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
And this has been of a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Goff. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Josh Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Goff. Under pressure, they got him again.
Trayvon Walker able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Back now at Ford Field. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw.
He'll air this one out for Mims.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he returns this to the 22.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number one. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
I'm out on 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Ramirez. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No.
Gone. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is. On 1st and 10, Goff. This is caught by Williams. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Goff on 1st down. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And they'll work this down inside the 30. From the 29, Goff. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
They find some open field here. Instead of the first, they'll have to go backwards for another 2nd down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays 2nd down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a 1st down before they have to start their downs over again.
Once more, Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 35.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Patterson now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Josh Allen getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Meanwhile, Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Jacksonville, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. And off we go from SoFi Stadium. And that one will bounce out of the back.